Just 2 months ago, this is what I looked like. And this is what I look like now. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is something easy. This requires 100% effort, 100% of locking in. And that's why I'm making this video, because most people do not know how to lock in. But what I'm going to go over in this video is genuinely the only 3 things that I changed to see incredible results in 2 months. I'm here to tell you that I made more progress in the last 2 months than I did in the last 2 years. And you could see the same exact results if you follow this framework. This video is absolutely value packed. Let's get straight into it. The first thing that you want to do is cut the cheat meals. I know so many people who say it's okay to eat, one cheat meal a week. It's okay to have the 80-20 rule, where they say that 80% could be healthy, the 20% could be junk food, because you earned it. You spent the 80% eating clean. I want you to realize that this is a lifestyle. This is not just you, doing it, torturing yourself in order to have one day where you could go and have your crumble cookie. That's not how this works. You need to be 100% locked in. You see, the thing about me is I was constantly getting Chipotle, Qdoba. I was going and eating out with friends every single Sunday night, And I was complaining that my testosterone was low. I went to the doctors, I came back, and my testosterone was low. I was complaining about it. I was complaining that I still had this stubborn fat all over my body, that my abs weren't popping. I blamed it on genetics. But then I took a deeper look and I realized I was eating out once a week when I was not supposed to. I was supposed to be 100% locked in. You have to realize that if you want to see results quick, it's going to take a lot of sacrifice, a lot of pain. When I tell you, there's been a lot of times where I've come home and I've seen hot, fresh pizza right on the counter. Hot and fresh, I promise you, like straight out the oven. My favorite pizza. And I'm telling you, it's a mental warfare game, because you're looking at it and you're thinking to yourself, like, should I just should I just eat one? But I want you to realize, man, that if you want your body to change, you got to reject these temptations. You got to give it 100%. You got to stay locked in. I eat the same meals every single day. The reason why is because I don't want to be playing the guessing game anymore. I want to be fully locked in, realizing that if I eat the same meals every day and I have a full macro plan and micro plan, that it is going to change my life. So that is step one. Step two is going to be, you need to start training with intensity. What this basically means is you should not go into the gym and come out of the gym feeling like you have more energy. You need to be going in there. And like I said, this whole video is about 100% max effort. You go into the gym, you absolutely destroy your body. Now, you want to be training 4 times a week. You don't want to be overdoing it, 4 to 5 times a week max. Don't listen to all these fitness influencers who say 6 to 7 times a week. You cannot do that. If you're training to absolute failure, I'm telling you, when you hit every single one of your sets, you want to be making like weird faces. That's how hard you want to be going, to the point where when you leave the gym, like I said, you want to have no energy left in the tank, because that is how you see improvements. You see, for the last 2 to 3 years, I was just going through mild discomfort. There's been a meme where some people, they post on TikTok and Instagram that they've been training for 10 years, and then they get cooked in the comment section. Everyone's saying, oh, you've been training to mild discomfort, because that's the truth. Your body should look like a Greek god at the end of these 10 years. If you go work out for 10 years and you do not look absolutely shredded, you are doing something wrong. You need to go to the gym. I'm going to keep saying it. Put every little single ounce of energy that you have into that workout. Every single week, you want to increase your reps by at least 1 to 2. And overall, you want to be giving it your all. Now, the other thing I did with training intense is that I started to walk 8,000 steps plus every single day. I haven't missed a single day in the last 2 months. I've walked 8,000 steps every single day for the last 2 months of my life. The reason why is because I know that in order for me to achieve what I want, I have to be putting in the inputs. And that's how you get the outputs. Most people, they just focus on the output. They focus on being shredded, but they don't have the capacity to realize what it takes to actually get there. It's not easy. That's why only 1 in 9,000 men have under 12% body fat, because they're focused on the end result. They're trying to manifest it, but you got to realize it takes action. Do not go into the gym on your phone talking to someone. There's so many people I see that are just talking over the phone, laughing and giggling, thinking it's a fun place. I'm not saying don't do that. What I am saying is, when you go in there, man, there's no time for you to be having a full-on conversation. You should be going in there having one goal in mind: to absolutely destroy your body so it could get stronger, so it could repair and rebuild, and you'll have more muscles and a better physique, and you will be higher test. Now, the last thing that you want to be doing, and you've probably heard this 1,000 times, is getting at least 8 hours of sleep. You see, you have heard it 1,000 times, but be honest, are you getting actually 8 hours of sleep every single night? Because I know that I wasn't. I was getting 6 to 7, and I was saying that is good enough, because so many people around me say that 6 to 7 is good enough, that your body adapts to it. That is absolutely false. You need to be getting 8 hours of sleep every single night. It needs to be a routine. You have to realize that sleep, if it was a pill, you would have all the mega millionaires, all the mega billionaires in line to get it. And they would spend 75% of their money to get it because they would realize that the benefits they get from this is absolutely insane. You have more muscle. That's when your recovery happens. You have higher testosterone. You become healthier. You feel happier. There's a huge list of benefits that you get if you sleep 8 hours every single day, deep sleep. So there's certain things that I did to help me sleep better. First, you want to stop scrolling before bed. No excuses. You need to wind down. You need to breathe, meditate, pray, read the Bible, read a book, do anything other than scrolling on your phone at night. So that's the first step. Same as when you wake up. You do not want to be scrolling at all 30 minutes before you go to sleep or 30 minutes after you wake up. Second thing you want to be doing is sleeping and waking up at the same time every single day. Most people, they work a 9 to 5. So what happens is during the week they sleep at the same time, and then the weekends they stay in and they sleep until 12 o'clock. That's not how you want it to be. Your body is like a clock. It needs to be synchronized. What I also did is I got blacked out curtains. So my room was fully dark every single time I went to sleep. This is extremely important. And another thing I did was I got blue light blocking glasses. The reason why is because you do not want blue light at night. It's going to suppress your melatonin, which means you're not going to get enough deep sleep. And another thing I am going to tell you is that you want to make sure that you're spending time in bed before you actually fall asleep. Because most people, they sleep, let's say, from 1 to 9. So they go to bed at 1 o'clock and they wake up at 9 a.m. and they think they got 8 hours of sleep. However, they don't realize that it took them 45 minutes to fall asleep because they were overthinking. So what you want to do is go to bed 30 minutes before. So it would be like 12:30 to 9, so you have better sleep efficiency. If you just do these 3 things, I promise you that in as little as 60 days, you will completely transform your body. People around you will be looking at you and telling you how much you've changed in such little time. But I'm not going to lie. This takes, like I said, 100% effort. If you mess up just one of these things that I mentioned in this video, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And like I said, 60 days, give it the full time frame. Do not give up. Most people give up after 2 weeks. You want to give it these full 8 weeks of time. And I promise you that you will start to see a drastic difference in your body, in your health, in your energy, in your appearance. Everything will become better. You'll feel more confident and you'll overall feel happier and more fulfilled in life. That is all for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe so I can help you optimize your health.